Okay, we're going to do the optical illusions again. As always, started off by telling the kids, everyone say optical illusion, and tell the kids an optical illusion is something that tricks your eyes. You're going to think you see something, it's not what you think you see. Okay, give the kids the card, tell them there's a side with faces or people, and a side with a frog. Tell them we want to do the side with the people first. It's important you do that side because the other side might confuse them a little bit. Give them this and say how many people can you find, and try and find something that you drink with. Okay? And it's written on here, so you ask them how many people can you find, and also try and find something you drink with. Give them a few minutes, and then ask them, okay, raise your hand if you found 2 people. A bunch of kids will say 2, then say 3. A couple more will say 3, 4, 5, 6. A bunch will say 4, 5, and 6. Then you give them the answer. You tell them there are 6 people, and also you can even tell them there's a glass or almost like a vase. Okay? Let them try and find all 6 people now. Give them a few minutes. If they need a clue, tell them to look at the big man and the big lady, and inside of those faces are 2 other people. They might not see them right away. It's okay if they don't see it right away, but give them an idea of where they are. Also, you can tell them inside of the man's ear is another person. Chances are, with a few clues, most of the kids will find 5. Let them know 5 is okay, but if they find 6, 6 is a real answer, 6 is like a bonus. And if they can't find it, just tell them there's a big man, the big lady, inside of the man's face is another person, inside of the lady's face is another person, that's 4, they probably see that man up there, that's 5, and then in the man's ear is number 6. If they can never see number 6 because it's too tiny for them, don't worry about that. As long as they find 5, that's pretty good. And then you ask them if they also found something they drink with, and that's the vase or the cup, and that's in between the man and the woman. There's a vase, and just explain that to the kids. And if they really can't see that, you might want to cover the faces a little bit and just show them the vase. And basically you just tell the kids to do this to mom and dad. Say how many people can you find? Chances are mom or dad will say 2 or 3 or 4. Tell them the answer is really 6. And then also try and find something that you drink from, and hopefully they'll see the vase after a little bit of time. Okay, once you're done with that, you turn it over. One of my favorites is the frog optical illusion. You say to them, look at this card, does everyone see the frog? Now once again, remind them what an optical illusion is. Say, does everyone see the frog? They'll say, yep. Say, try and find another animal in there. They're going to look for a while. Chances are a bunch of them will not see it. They might raise their hand and tell you they got something. Ask them what it is, because chances are they're going to say something that's not really in there, and just tell them to keep looking. After a few minutes, give them a clue. Tell them to turn it sideways. One way, the other way, different way. See if that helps them. After a few minutes, if they still can't do it, tell them to take the red line. There's a red line on the side. Turn it so it's on top. So turn it and tell them now look. And after a few minutes, if they still can't see it, tell them it's a horse's head. If they can't see it, you're just going to have to go up to them and kind of show them the horse's head. It takes a few minutes for some of the kids to see it, but there's a horse's head in there. The frog becomes it. It's not like a little tiny head. The frog becomes it, and you explain, like, here's the hair on the back. You show them the nose. Maybe you can point to the eye, because some of the little kids won't see it. Once they finally all see it, this is how you tell mom and dad to do it. You just give them this, hold it like this, and say, do you see the frog? They'll say, yep. Say, try and find another animal. Mom and dad are going to have to look for a while, and if they need clues, kids can just tell them how to turn it a little bit. Before you finish with this one, also do this so the kids see it pretty well. Tell them to look at the frog. So they're going to look at the frog. Now just tell them to turn it so it looks like a horse. Now turn it, make it a frog. A horse again. Get them doing it a few times in front of them so they can make sure they can see the frog and the horse and the differences between the two. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy.